So as you can see here, I've initially logged into my Zerto Virtual Manager. As always, you will land on our splash page, also known as the dashboard. Now the dashboard will give you a basic overview of your entire Zerto virtual environment. It'll give you information from your VPGs to the actual IOPS and throughput. As you can see in this demo lab, I don't have a lot going on, but I do have some alerts that I have created so that we can delve into it further. Now, to understand your Zerto virtual replication environment and if there's an issue going on, you're always going to see that directly in the center of your screen and also under the alerts on the right-hand side. So the big thing is understanding the VPG health. Now, green is always good, red is bad, but yellow and orange doesn't necessarily mean there's an issue. Yellow could be RPO, as it says here, not meeting SLA, because you may have just paused a VPG. Orange could also mean the same thing, is it's not meeting its SLA, but it's usually a longer occurrence. Again, if you paused a virtual protection group for an extended period of time, you're going to get a virtual protection group under that specific color, which you'll see up here instead of red, which is what we have at the moment. So when you see yellow and orange, it does not mean, hey, there's a fire going on. We need to, fix this immediately. What it means is it means review it very quickly as it may not be an issue and you may already know of what's going on. Maybe you even put a virtual replication appliance, a VRA, into maintenance mode. Maybe you are just initializing a virtual protection group. It's going to be in a yellow and orange state the entire time that it is initializing, and it's going to be in that state after it's initialized and its journal has yet to be fully built. So if it's a 1 to 30-day journal, it will take 1 to 30 days for that virtual protection group to actually turn into a green status. So again, red, while that is bad and you need to address that, it may be known, but yellow and orange, it's not always a massive deal to try to grab fire extinguishers and put out. It is something that you want to dig into, which is precisely what we're going to be doing today. Now, as you can see, I have powered down a VRA just to show a basic overview of what we're dealing with today and alerting and monitoring, etc. So because my VRA is powered down, you can immediately see the alert here and those virtual protection groups it's affecting. Now, other alerts are going to show a lot of extra information. Maybe it's a deeper SAN policy issue or something else with a data store or whatever it may be. The first thing you can do is obviously our GUI is not going to read everything across. So as you can see, I hover over, you can read the basic information to understand, hey, is this something that I know? Can I quickly address it within my hypervisor environment, whatever it may be? That's a quick 1-2 punch to understand what the issue is. Sometimes when you hover over that, you may not understand it. It may not make sense to you. You're not doing any maintenance. You're not pausing VPGs. You're not initializing anything. A whole different array of items that could be causing the issue doesn't make sense to you because you haven't done anything to your environment and this has suddenly occurred. So there's a couple different ways where you can dig into this further. Ultimately, all things point to the monitoring tab. Now, first is, again, as I said, you can hover over the alert, you can review it, you can click on it to get a more robust view of what that alert is. You can then also, because I know, hey, this is saying VPG exchange is the issue, I can go directly to my VPGs tab. I can then see with the red X's, there is an issue. It will tell me, hey, there's a recovery is possible. For instance, we just powered down a VRA to show this alert. So all those checkpoints, the journal, everything is on your DR environment. So there is still recovery, but at this point, we're actually not replicating anything. So the recovery is going to be from when that VRA was powered down. Now, if we wanted to dig into the VPG even further, we can click directly on that virtual protection group. We can see, okay, this occurred at exactly this time. We can see exactly the alerts that are associated with the virtual protection group's alerting, which is not only that it's exceeded its 5-minute RPO, where that haven't been able to replicate for over 5 minutes, But at this point, it also shows that the VRA itself, its associated alert, is right here to tell us, hey, this is probably causing the issue of your 5-minute RPO. At this point, we really can't dig too much further into the VPG alerting, so we would actually navigate right over here to the monitoring tab. Now, under the monitoring tab, it'll give you more information about not only the virtual protection group, which again, I can click on this and go directly to that same VPG page that we were just in. But one thing that's often overlooked is actually this alert ID right here. This is a hyperlink and will go directly to Zerto's admin guide, their HTML version of their admin guide, and give you basic troubleshooting steps. So again, as you're digging in, as we've gone over so far, as you review your environment, I highly suggest that instead of just creating a support ticket, reaching out to your provider, whoever it may be, dig directly into our HTML guide. We have hundreds of alerts that you can dig into, and it'll tell you basic troubleshooting steps. Now, not all alerts will have a ton of information, and you may still have to open a support case, but this is a great initial start to figuring out, is it something easily fixed on your end, or is it something deeper where you may need to collect logs, you may need to engage our support department and dig further and further into the issue to determine what exactly is going wrong. Now, not only will this alerting issue or this alerting, ID work for our admin guide here, but sometimes the alert itself, depending on what you actually see here, may be in association with an event. Now, the events will also have the capability to go directly to our admin guide to give you more information about what the event is and why it occurred. So, as we've dug in here from a very high level, we've talked about the dashboard, reviewing the VPGs, understanding what the alert is, reading through that, digging into it through the Virtual Protection Group tab and Monitoring tab. And the very first steps you're always going to want to do when you're digging into these alerts and possibly the event that might be associated directly with it is click on that hyperlink so that you can dig directly into it from Zerto's administrative guide online. And that's really from a very high level, very, very simplistic digging into your issues within your environment. Check out your dashboard, review that virtual protection health, read through those virtual protection group alerting or VRA alerts, data store alerts, read the alert thoroughly, dig further into it in the monitoring tab if it doesn't make sense. If you don't immediately say, oh yes, I move that data store to a host without a VRA, therefore my previous host doesn't know that the data store is there. I've lost where that resides. Items like that, then you can dig into your VRA ID or the alert ID in general, and you can dig further into understanding why that alert came up, what you need to troubleshoot, and if at that point it still doesn't make sense and there's still if the troubleshooting steps you tried out did not work, then you can open a support case, you can reach out to your provider, whatever it may be to dig into the issue further. Thank you.